First off, I'm sorry if you get uncomfortable doing this. Just go right ahead and leave. I'm not going to be offended. So, I wrote this a couple of weeks ago, put the finishing touches on it yesterday during work. It's called The Unfinished Letter. I once wrote a letter that remains unfinished. I once wrote a letter that remains unfinished and unsent. I once wrote a letter to help myself. I never thought my letter could matter more than just me. My letter is unfinished, but the verdict was given. My voice feels diminished, but I am not finished. The verdict I lost, but I refuse the loss of my life. The sleep I lost, the tears that I cried, made life harder. Life is not easy, they say, but fighting is worth it. Does that mean the ends justify the means? Does that mean making a victim feel at their worst okay? The first boy laughed when he drove 5 of us into a blue shed. 8 years later, the second boy said, "This is happening whether you like it or not." The third man led me to my near demise, asked me, "Do you like to play games?" Next he said, "Please don't use the word rape." Then he said, "You ran out screaming 2 months ago. Can you explain to the courtroom why?" Every molecule in my body screamed no, as he pulled out a chair in hopes of a volunteer to play me, so I could play the second man. Why is this not like SVU? Object, not object. In that moment, I felt equal hatred towards a man who forced me naked and a man stripping me naked with words. Life isn't a TV show or a game. With a couple bottles, I flirted with death. The alcohol, the pills, the NyQuil, the razor. I flirted with death, but apparently I have more work to be done. I am one person bruised. Why hurt others with self-inflicted death? 2 men won the war, but I won 4 battles. In fact, I pity the third man, a man paid by Jefferson County to break down others. His job I don't envy. It's like a war draft without guns. My job now, it's up to me. No one wins but me. I wish I could say the verdict at least ended my pain. The verdict doesn't define me. So in closing, dear Joshua Landy, I am in your win file now. I'll always wonder if you sleep at night. I have nightmares of that courtroom with Judge Ann. It is your fault with the words chosen. I am strong enough to know that I shook you with my words as well. I plan to shake you with words again if given the chance, and maybe your hand. Mr. Landy, you once stepped into my work without recognizing me. I kept my cool as I cashed you out, but I cried on every break for a week. Mr. Landy, I only learned your name for a letter. I once wrote a letter that remains unfinished. I once wrote a letter that remains unfinished and unsent. I once wrote a letter to help myself. I never thought my letter could better more than me. Turns out I didn't need a letter, I just needed